Warner Brothers and HBO Max recently released the first trailer for the Harry Potter TV show that is set to premiere Christmas Day of this year. And my initial reaction is much like everyone else's, very mixed. My first thought was this looks like an AI-generated trailer. Like the actors look very similar to the original actors, but off just enough that it looks fake. I believe this series is doomed to fail regardless of how great it is, and here's why. And no, it's not because of who they cast as Snape. This series has so many other things going against it before we even get to casting. The first thing going against this show is fan backlash. At this current moment that I'm recording this video, the trailer has approximately 10 million views with 271,000 likes and 281,000 dislikes. Now, you never know how many of those likes and dislikes are bots, so take those numbers with a grain of salt. But it's safe to say it's around 50-50 if you're optimistic, for fans that are excited about the upcoming series and fans who want to see it crash and burn. All of this makes me ask the question, who is this show for? From the trailer, it appears to have a much more sullen and darker tone than that of the first movie. There's no bright colors or happy music. Likely not for kids, despite the three main characters being 11 years old. If it's not for kids, then it's likely aimed for millennials and Gen Z who grew up with the original movies. But I think most of us would rather not see a remake of something we grew up with that's literally perfect and doesn't need to be remade. So if it doesn't have an audience, why are they making this? The showrunners have claimed it's to include all the story arcs that were cut from the movies. That's a lie. The real reason? Money. That's pretty much the reason for anything in Hollywood. It all comes down to money. Warner Brothers in particular is very desperate for anything that will make money after all the box office flops they've had in the last few years. Since the pandemic ended, Warner Brothers has lost money on Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Dumbledore, that's not the right movie, The Secrets of Dumbledore. Since the pandemic ended, Warner Brothers has lost money on Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore, DC League of Super Pets, Magic Mike's Last Dance, Air, The Color Purple, Furiosa, Twisters, Red One, which, by the way, Red One might be the biggest box office flop in movie history, Mickey 17, The Accountant, F1, yes, I know, I was just as shocked as you, and the Oscar winner for Best Picture, One Battle After Another. Yes, just because you win Best Picture doesn't mean anyone will watch it. But the biggest failures are that of the DC movies. Those movies lost Warner Brothers approximately $646 million. If you'd like to know more about how movies make and lose money, leave a comment. I love talking about this stuff. So as you can see, Warner Brothers needed a surefire thing to generate income. And what better way to generate income than by squeezing every last drop of creativity out of your favorite cash cow? Now, I'm not against Harry Potter content. I freaking love Harry Potter. I think the lore is incredible and there's so much you can do with it. I think a prequel show about the Marauders, James and Lily falling in love, Voldemort's rise to power, and the formation of the Order of the Phoenix would be a phenomenal show. Or you could do what Cobra Kai did with Johnny Lawrence and make a show from Draco Malfoy's point of view, set 15 to 20 years after the events of Deathly Hallows. You could bring back all the OG actors. They're all about the right age. Or you could adapt The Cursed Child. Or you could show the wizarding schools from around the world. They got a school in Africa that doesn't even use wands. Apparently that's a European thing. There's just so many unique and new stories that you could tell. I really don't know why they chose to remake the books, especially when Audible has just made an audio performance of all the books. If you haven't already, check them out. Audible went all out for this. They hired real actors to voice each character for each book. They got Hugh Laurie playing Dumbledore, Riz Ahmed as Snape, and Keira Knightley is playing someone I can't remember. But that's what you make for the fans who want to see all the stories that were cut from the movies. Now, if you really want to turn the books into film, I think you have to use a different medium. I think if this series was animated, it would get a lot more support and excitement. You get to see all the missing story arcs, but it's not replacing the perfect originals. It would serve like as an extended edition to the movies. You could even get the original actors to come back and voice their own character. So, this show has fans divided, a creatively bankrupt studio financing it, and, scariest of all, inexperienced showrunners. This series is created by Francesca Gardiner, with Laura Neal and Martha Hillier also serving as writers. If you're like me, you're probably thinking, "Ho!" So, Francesca has actually won 2 Emmys, but that was as a consulting producer for the show Succession. Her only writing experience is 2 episodes of The Transporter, 5 episodes of His Dark Materials, and 1 episode of various other TV shows. Laura Neal has written 5 episodes for Killing Eve and 1 episode of various other TV shows. Martha Hillier wrote 10 episodes for Vera, I've never heard of, and 12 episodes for The Last Kingdom. So they have some experience, but not like showrunner for a massive franchise, Harry Potter level experience. Now they may prove to be amazing, who knows? Series creators with no experience can be great. The Duffer Brothers had almost no experience before they did Stranger Things, and that was a huge hit. So these women could become household names if the show is good, but there's no way of knowing. They're a complete unknown variable. But sadly, the show could be even better than the movies and it would still fail. Paramount is currently in the middle of acquiring Warner Brothers. Now, if you'd like to know more on that, stay tuned. I'm working on that video now, so hit the subscribe button so you can see when it comes out. Anytime there's a massive change like that, there's going to be chaos behind the scenes. And I don't know if anyone on that show is prepared for that. It's never good to change bosses in the middle of a planned 7-season show. This leads me to my next point. They're spending way too much on this show. I think it's absurd that they're spending $100 million an episode, which adds up to $800 million in total for season 1. Compare that with the first movie, which only cost $125 million. There's no way they're getting that money back through streaming. There's just no way. Finally, there's the casting problem. And I'm not talking about how they changed Snape's race, or the fact that Dumbledore is being played by an American and not someone from the UK. This cast is doomed to fail because they have one of 2 options. Option 1, perform the exact same as the previous actor in the movies and fail to measure up to their perfect performance. Or 2, take their character in a new direction, which will anger the fan base. It's a lose-lose situation no matter what. This show could be amazing. It could be better than the original movies. But sadly, there's just so much stacked against it. I think at best this will go 2 seasons, maybe 3. Maybe. Unlikely. I guess we'll have to see what awaits us this Christmas.